My name is Arius. You won't believe it, but I had my necromancer friend successfully soul transfer myself with Khajiit Nomad. Khajiit Nomad made a deal because he wanted to go snowboarding today. I needed to finish the Stalker series intro. So, knowing that cats are better stalkers, I asked Khajiit Nomad to soul transfer so he could take Arius snowboarding and I could use Khajiit Nomad to stalk people. Yup, that's right. And today, we're stalking a ninja, so I need to be extra stealthy. But first, shout out of the week goes out to Fish. Heck yeah, bro. Thanks for doing the sick burn. It was great entertainment. Now you too have one more subscriber. Microphone check. Hey, is this Ninja Fool?
It is.
You cool if I call you Ninja Fool?
Ninja's just fine.
I like Ninja. What Bethesda games have you played in the past?
I actually currently have Morrowind and Oblivion on my laptop. I play them pretty religiously. I've played Elderscrolls Online very heavily on Xbox North American servers. I've had a pretty healthy Bethesda career. Contemplating on getting back into it. I really got into Battlegrounds when they came out with Battlegrounds because I'm a big PvPer. I love it to death.
I was gonna say, as far as Bethesda games go, they don't have very many PvP games, you know?
No, and as much as I enjoyed the Battlegrounds and the Elder Scrolls Online, I was always either number one or in the top 5 on the leaderboards for Templar and Sorcerer. But the problem was the reward system wasn't really all that great. I mean, they had a lot to work out.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, I mean, it is what it is, and it's just kind of like this game, right? I mean, we know that this game has its limitations. What do you like the most about it, and, like, what do you like the least?
Oh, man, I hate to sound cliche, but I love the arena play style.
That's not cliche, brother. That's not cliche at all.
Well, I mean, everybody says that, right? Everybody's like, oh, man, I love the PvP. Well, me too. Let me tell you.
Heck yeah.
I love it. I love the collecting. You know, you got a lot of gear you got to collect and stuff like that. And, min-maxing your character, and which you have to do, between matches. Even. I love all that stuff. It's very challenging. You might jump in and, you have whatever gear you have on, whether it's the gear that you put on for the previous match, or maybe you just have a generic set that you like to jump in on. Mm-hmm. And at times, you might just absolutely annihilate that person the first match or the first round.
Yep.
But they're not going to fall for that again.
Exactly.
So you got to be quick about it,
And that's what I like about it, man. There's so much that can happen in between rounds. Like accidentally putting on the wrong set or picking the wrong potion or something,
Oh, yes. There's definitely a guessing game that goes along with that. If I put the wrong neck piece on, well, they might just have the advantage because I guessed incorrect.
Yep.
Simple as that.
It's pretty crazy. What's your favorite part about the arena?
Just fighting, man. I am so guilty of doing nothing but spamming arena. I will have 0 sigils for a month. My inventory is like 100 over its max limit, and I don't even care. I got no more room for chests. I'm like, whatever. We're just gonna keep going.
I like it, man. I mean, that's hardcore warrior blood running through your veins, bro.
I guess I can't get enough of it, man.
Yeah, and I feel you. I mean, recently I did spend almost like 8 million gold, just going through materials and trying to make me the perfect weapons for my breacher sets.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, 8 million gold, and then I'm like down to 1 million. I'm freaking out because I'm used to seeing like 10 to 15 million gold. I started dealing with PvE again, and it's actually not too bad.
I'm gonna tell you a little fun fact right now.
Okay.
I'm sitting on 30 million gold.
Nice, dude.
And I have collected every gold piece from Arena.
Oh man.
I get a little crazy. I don't play as much as I used to just because life. But I certainly get it in.
What do you dislike the most about Blades?
Hopefully, I don't get too worked up about this. But the RNG that comes with gearing. I hate it. It's inefficient. It's ineffective, and it obviously was not designed with PvP in mind.
No,
it was not. I mean, there's no possible way. Just trying to gear your character is extremely demoralizing and even punishing. Through that, I feel like that's why a lot of people are just like, you know what, screw this.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because I've done it. I rage quit because very early on, I rage quit because, you know, I'm starting to get a feel for the game, and I was like, okay, so I need this, that, and the third, and I'm trying to grind it out, and then I use all my materials. Everything I worked so hard, spent all those hours getting, and then nothing. I was like, are you freaking?
Oh, man.
So anyway, that is certainly what I dislike the most.
Yeah, the rings and the necks too. Like, you're right about the double RNG. It's like, first, are you gonna get a good trait on this thing, and then are you gonna get a good enchantment? Like, I burned all my sigils on assured enchantments, dude, and guess what? It didn't help. I got garbage.
It's awful. It's awful. It'll drive you crazy.
Well, I mean, it does, and it does drive people crazy, and it kind of brings up a good point. Like, you've been in the top 100. I mean, you've only been around since last July, but I mean, you've seen things, man. You've played enough. So, do you think that gear is the key to being in the top 100?
Yes and no. That is a very complex answer because
I like it. Of course, I'm going to do complex, bro.
Gear will only get you so far.
Okay.
If you don't have the skill, that gear's not going to mean anything.
Well, let's start with gear, though. Like, okay, what is the absolute, like if you needed something in the arena to be in the top 100 and it's gear based, let's say you have all the skills, now you just need gear. Like, what is that absolute must have in the gears?
If you do not have a double ravage weapon, whether it be crafted or a super weapon, it doesn't matter. If you don't have that, if you cannot knock somebody's maximum resources down, you're not getting anywhere. You know, there's other small things like complete mythical dragon bone or dragon scale.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know,
that's the min-maxing
AR,
part, right?
AR, you know, armor rating is extremely important. If you don't have enough, I mean, you're going to get swept away.
In the long run, it's still the physical damage that kills you, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Now, I play a mage, so I understand this thoroughly. You know, you might be able to avoid the bulk of my spell. That's fine. But the second I get you to hit my shield, I'm going to be combo critting you for like 400, 450. It's going to hurt.
Yeah, and that combo crit, I think people forget about that a lot when they're fighting mages. Like, dude, don't let them combo you. Their combos are going to shred you.
I mean, because if I get a paralyze off, and let's just say I have physical damage on condition or anything, any kind of multiplier to my damage, I mean, I could paralyze somebody one time at full health and annihilate them.
Yeah.
It's that simple. I mean, I'm not saying it happens all the time.
No, of course not.
It's very much possible.
For sure. And I've seen it happen to me. I'd be like, whoa, one paralyzed and all of a sudden I'm done.
So AR is important, and that ravage is certainly important.
When you say skill, what do you think is the most important skill to have if you're looking to be in the top 100?
Blocking. You look at it like this. Okay, so obviously high block is great when they're swinging because boom, you got free hit. I mean, if you're facing like a mage friend, what a lot of people don't know, and what I didn't know for a long time, is that when you high block a spell, you're negating a significant amount of that damage as opposed to, say, a low block. Like, a low block won't negate hardly any of a spell's damage. But that high block is way important. I mean, if you're fighting somebody that's flinging fireballs at you, you better high block every single one, or they're gonna melt through your health.
So high blocks aren't just for stunning your opponent; it's also for mitigating damage.
Oh, absolutely. And it's important. And now this kind of information comes from my past as a PvPer in a multiple games. Damage mitigation is health. If you are negating if you're negating damage, it's the same as having extra health. You know, so you have to negate damage in any way that you possibly can.
Well, I like it. I like the comparison definitely to health as well. If you can go back in time though, and give your noob self some advice, like just a one piece of advice, what would you give your noob self?
Be mindful of the gear that you salvage. I don't know how much gear I salvaged that I could have used today. I mean,
Dude.
if I'm grinding out for spell resist gear and I'm getting like slashing and cleaving, I'm like, oh, that's not what I wanted, and I get rid of it. Don't do that. Don't do that.
All that stuff, dude. I was grinding out spell resist just like you and throwing all those. I had doubles of those. Like, oh, this is garbage. Didn't even think of that, man.
But it's not garbage. It's totally useful.
Yeah, it is.
Like, because for a long time I ran around with 3 spell resist on my gear, and that was it. A lot of these stamina guys would just have their way with me. And I'm like, I don't get it. I've got good gear. And I'm like, and then finally it dawned on me, I'm like, I do have good gear, just not for them.
Right.
So, nowadays I have a set specifically negate massive amounts of melee damage, and it works wonders.
What's your trick on that?
The general consensus is the cleaving, bashing, and slash resist is actually going to help you more than just straight armor. So I actually use light armor, but I've got like 2 slashing resist, 50-some bashing resist, and I will go up against, stamina guys only using 1 health piece, and they can't put a dent in me.
Because of all the resistance from the slashing, bashing, cleaving.
Yes.
Wow, dude. Like, and people keep saying it. I heard it from like Snitch. I heard it from Terry, people bringing up that that's really the best way to mitigate damage for sure.
It is 100% the best way to effectively save yourself from getting hit really hard. Obviously, you still have to factor in, the elemental damage that they're doing, but, you have things like, resist elements, absorb, ward, stuff like that to help that.
Nice, man. Well, so you mentioned that you're a mage. Is there anything special about your playstyle that you'd like to reveal?
Yeah, I actually kind of mentioned it. I generally only play with 1 health piece.
Nice.
I'm either always double. I do 2 magic pieces almost all the time, and if I don't use 2 magic pieces, then I'm using a magic and a stamina piece.
And for regen, are you rocking the magic regen or stamina or health, or what are you looking at?
I focus on magic regen, even when I do have a stamina piece on. Like I said, I am a mage. I like to the reason I use a stamina piece is because I'm a big fan of using bashes, which is terribly annoying on the other side of that, and I know that, and I'm sorry to anybody I do that to, but it works. If I can get a Harrier bash off, and then can't. And then I swing a really powerful ice spike at you, and you've got no way to block it. I mean, you're a sitting duck.
Nice. What's your harrying bash at?
Only level 1.
Really?
Yeah, man. You got to be really quick with it. You bash them and cast a spell. Like, you got to be ready.
Oh, that is sneaky. So then it doesn't even cost you much either. You just like, bam.
No. I will pop a stamina pot just so I can get one off late game, man.
I love it, dude. And then, because it's so low cost at level, that is great, man. Great work on that. I like it.
I mean, maybe it's a little unorthodox. I don't know, but it works for me. So.
Well, and I mean, people think like, oh, it's so, that's broken or whatever. But harrying bash could be countered with something as simple as an absorb. And
as simple as an absorb, or I mean, if I don't time it right, it can very easily be blocked.
Yeah,
and then it doesn't do anything.
But hey, man, I mean, those are good mechanics, and it also proves that there's a lot of balance in this game. Like, it's one of the few games that are balanced like this.
There is a ton of balance in this game. If you set your mind to it, you could build your character any way you wanted to. Any way you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, some play styles take a little bit more skill than others, but
sure.
That's the kind of thing that develops over time. So, I mean, to anybody who's kind of still feeling out how they like to play, try anything and everything, because it all works.
It does, man. It does. And I think that's what people need to, I mean, once you learn the basics, I guess is where you need to start, I mean, did you join a guild, or what was your beginning like? Who kind of coached you through stuff?
Oh, good grief. I joined True Blades before I was level 50, but I was like level 47 or something.
Nice.
And I was awful. I didn't have a clue. I was like struggling with my mythical glass weapons and stuff.
Nice.
Anyway, so they coached the ever living crap out of me, and I was a sponge, buddy. I absorbed as much of it as I can, and I reached out to, just the entire community. I don't want to give any one group of people or any one person credit completely, because I've kept open communications with people in multiple fields, and everybody is very helpful, and I love picking everybody's brain and trying to get a feel for, what'll work, what doesn't, for my play style.
For sure, dude. So, we got to keep talking about that, because, the new people that come in, we want them to be encouraged to ask questions and let them know that we have a super helpful community here,
Oh, we absolutely do. And I would say it's, almost driven by competition, right? We want more people to fight.
Yes, thank you. It's like, let's train some more people to fight better so that we have more people to fight.
Exactly. And you know as well as I that, when it comes to Arena, it's anybody's game. There's no guarantee. So, we want more people to fight. Absolutely.
That's right. And
you know how many times you up and fight the same guy 14 times in a row. That's sure, you're getting your arena in, but it's like, oh boy.
Yeah, no, exactly. You don't want to keep fighting the same people, because it's fun because of the unknown. When you have an unknown player, it's like, whoa, I've never fought you before. What are you going to do,